Hey, it's Adam. Well, I'll just leave it at that. I haven't made a video in a while. Just haven't. But I feel like talking a little bit about ham radio because it always comes around over and over and over again from people that are interested but can't quite make the leap into doing it. I hear a lot of arguments. I'm not going to do it because I have to be licensed and I shouldn't have to be licensed. I don't believe in licensing, etc., etc. If the world goes to whatever, I won't need a license. Yeah, that's true. If the world goes to whatever, you won't need a license. But the fact is, you won't know how to operate your radio. Well, maybe you will. There's that argument. But you won't be tied into the network of people that already know how to operate their radio. That's just the first point. You know, people will argue that all over the place. Yeah, whatever. The second thing is yes, it is difficult to understand all the technical jargon. It is difficult on some radios to learn how to operate them. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. I got my tech license 8 years ago, and I upgraded to my general license just over a year ago. But I've used a ham radio maybe 6 times. And that's on me. That's on me big time. For the same reasons a lot of you other people are. The technical stuff, it confuses me. It goes way over my head. And there's people out there that are good at that. And they are there. They are a resource. So anyways, let me try. I was going to make this a quick video and my arm's shaking because I'm sitting in my bus that I'm rehabbing. And basically my arms are tired from doing overhead work. But anyways, this is my advice. And I have done this. Phase 1. If you're thinking about you want to be a ham radio person, get rid of all the I don't want a license, blah, blah, blah. Let's take it from the point of, okay, you're not getting your license yet. Let's take it from the point of you can still learn how to be a ham radio operator and then get your license and jump into it and feel more comfortable. Ham radio is about, to me, learning how to sign on, in other words, make a call, and learning how to sign off, hang up. Everything else in between is just conversation. Most of us had regular landline telephones and then made the transition into cell phones and then into smartphones. And it was very intimidating at each phase. But we did it. So, with that said, if you read anything in a book, read about antenna theory, on how antennas work. Because a ham radio will not do you a bit of good unless you have the right antenna and know how it works. It's not a huge mystery. It's not really difficult. You can boil it down to a basic antenna produces a certain pattern. And I'm just referring to 2-meter radio. Now you start getting into high frequency and stuff like that. Oh, I so wish I had my selfie stick. And that's a whole different beast. I'm talking basic level here to get you started. 2-meter radio. Learn about antennas, just how they work. There's a gajillion of them, just the basic ones. Okay, after that, you can get on YouTube and you can find videos on people conducting starting and ending ham radio conversations. With regard to 2-meter radio, there are nets, and a net is simply a group of people that have scheduled a particular time to get on the radio and just check in with each other. And if they have any information, they share it. They have any questions, they share it. A net is started by one individual person. He says, hey, the net, this is so-and-so. This is the so-and-so net, scheduled for a certain time. This is how we're going to do it. Everybody check in. And then people politely check in one at a time. Hey, this is so-and-so. My call sign, I'm checking in from BFE, Arkansas. And that is real simple. But listen to them. Learn the rhythm of them. Learn how the conversations go. Learn how they start and learn how they end. And that'll get rid of some of that intimidation of not knowing how to talk on the radio or talk to somebody. That's my issue. The next thing I would say is repeaters. Repeaters are a big mystery to people. They're like, oh my gosh, what's this repeater? How do I get in on it? Basic level, as in being not licensed yet. Listen to repeater, and when I say listen, you can find it on YouTube, people talking on repeaters if you don't have a radio yet. So don't give me the, well, I don't have a radio excuse. Listen to how repeaters are used. All a repeater is, how do I keep it as simple as possible? Your radio will only reach out so far, the maximum distance it will reach. And your buddy lives twice as far away. Well, it would be nice to be able to meet in a middle spot where both your radios will reach. That's what a repeater does. It's the middle ground. It is a call center where I can take my little 2-meter radio, which will only reach so far. I call to the repeater, and it does exactly what it says. It repeats my signal out even further away. Well, my buddy who's even further away hears it, and he's like, hey, I want to talk to Adam. So he calls back, it goes to the repeater and sends his signal way farther out from where his will normally go, and I hear it, and we carry our conversation on that way. But repeaters have a very basic protocol, and it's just courtesy. If you are a courteous person, you'll have no problem. The reason it's courtesy is because repeaters are open to everybody. So if you get on there and you start a conversation, don't be on there forever, because somebody else might be waiting to use the repeater to make conversation with somebody else. If you hear a conversation on there, don't butt into their conversation. Watch videos on YouTube on how this operates. You can break into it if they're going a little long, and ask permission to either join in or use the repeater. But watch videos. That is my best suggestion, is learn the rhythms of conversations, how to get on and make a call, and how to get off when you are done, and let people know, hey, I am done. Last but not least, take these bits of information. As a non-licensed ham, you can listen in, you can buy ham radios. You can listen in on ham radio conversations all you want. At this point in time, you cannot participate and make I just went blank. Anyways, transmit conversations without a license and a call sign. But that's not going to keep you from practicing. Find other people, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, whoever you want that are interested in trying this. Go out and get little walkie-talkies, FRS walkie-talkies. You see them everywhere in Walmart. And you don't have to, meet at one person's house or park or somewhere sometime, and give each other random alphanumeric call signs. ABCD23 is your call sign. And then practice those protocols over those FRS radios. Bob over there is ABC123, and I'm KK4 Delta Alpha Hilo. I would get on there and say, hey, I'm KK4 Delta Alpha Hilo. Looking for information on, say you're trying to find out information on the disaster happening. I'm just making stuff up. And then Bob over there can be like, say his call sign, ABC123. This is Bob over in blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know information on that. And then after that's a conversation. It's just a normal conversation. Or I could say KK4 Delta Alpha Hilo, calling out, just monitoring traffic. Say, I just want to talk. I just say monitoring traffic. And then some other dude that I've never even met, or I do know, could get on there, ABC123, this is Bob. Hey, I'm over in so-and-so, just checking on my radio. What are you doing today? It's just a normal conversation. Practice those things over an FRS radio. That way you get used to the rhythm, and just, you'll realize it's no different than really making a phone call. All you're doing is adding in your call sign, which is your name. And if you're looking for somebody specifically, you're calling out their call sign. If you just want to talk to anybody in general, you just, hey, I'm monitoring traffic, and see who pops up. or I'm looking for information on blah, blah, blah. So anyways, this is a video. My videos always are meant to be short, but they end up not being. I will babble. And that's just my advice. So learn about antenna theory. Look up some YouTube videos on how basic ham radio conversations are carried out, how they're started and stopped. Ham radio nets, ham radio repeaters. Like I said, look up YouTube video just to hear audio on how those are started, stopped, and operated. And then get yourself some walkie-talkies, get together with a few other people, go to a park, go to a diner, go wherever, and just make up some call signs and practice those methods that people use. Once you get those out of the way and you go and take your tech license, which really honestly is a freaking breeze, don't get intimidated by all the stuff that they want you to know. If you're a sucky test taker, you can still pass it. Believe me, you can. You'll get your license, pay your money, get your license, and then you can get a cheap Baofeng radio, a UV5R, a decent antenna, 18-inch whip antenna or whatever they are for them for, under $50, and you can be on the radio. In certain areas, yeah, you'll have trouble, but at least you can start getting on the radio and meet up with people. Or just if you don't want to talk, you can listen in on the nets and do stuff with people. All right, man, that's my word of advice, and women. Just from a newbie ham radio operator who has had his license for 8 years and has only been on the radio about 6 times. That's what I have done prior, and that's what I still do, just to practice. All right, take it easy. I'm out of here. This is Adam. Bye.